I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
Please join us in singing.
Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
That was wonderful. Thank you. Well, good morning. Welcome to this Sunday service at the Unity Center for Positive Living in Everett. Let's start our time together with a reading from the Daily Word. Sunday, October 29th. I admire the storyteller's gift for creating fantastic worlds where impossible things happen. We immerse ourselves in the story, allowing ourselves to feel the wonder, the exhilaration, and even the sadness of the storyteller's imagination. No matter how scary the story, there's nothing to fear. It's only a story. Our imagination helps us create our life story. Guided by divine wisdom and will, we imagine a positive, meaningful life. If disturbing thoughts cloud our imagination, we remember we are God's living expression. There's nothing to fear. Our spiritual gifts of faith, love, strength, and understanding join with our imagination to build the fulfilling life my heart desires. And the scripture today from Joel chapter 2, verse 28. I will pour out my spirit on all flesh. Your sons and your daughters will prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions. In our opening statement, I imagine and create my most magnificent life. Let's repeat that together. I imagine and create my most magnificent life. Our chaplain will lead us in an opening prayer.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to see all of you today and to be with all of you. It's always nice, and I'm so grateful for this bright sunny day. Okay, let us all relax into our spaces and close your eyes if you're comfortable with that. And center ourselves in this now moment. And know that we are on sacred ground. And that wherever we are is sacred ground. And we are all connected by the lifeline of spirit. And know that as we raise our consciousness with thoughts of loving kindness, joy, and peace and harmony, that we send out those waves throughout the world, knowing that each being on this world has a spiritual center, and that it connects us each to one another. And I am so grateful to know this truth and to be living in the light of the Christ consciousness, wherever I am, whatever I am doing. And I know this is true for all of us. So I say thank you to Spirit for this joyous life. And I release this word knowing that it is truly so, and so it is. Amen.
Rick's going to lead us in an opening song from our Melodies from the Heart songbook, song number 57. When you find that, stand as you are able, and we'll sing together.
I have decided to be my God's self. I have decided to be my God's self. I have decided to be my God's self. No turning back. No turning back. I have decided to follow Spirit. I have decided to follow Spirit. I have decided to follow Spirit. No turning back, no turning back. I have decided to live by loving. I have decided to live by loving. I have decided to live by loving, no turning back, no turning back. I have decided to love with passion. I have decided to love with passion. I have decided to love with passion. No turning back. No turning back. Yeah.
Well, good morning and welcome again to the Unity Center for Positive Living. I'd like to introduce you to the people who are most visibly serving you today. You were greeted by our usher, Treese. Our social hour is a little understaffed this morning. Our regularly scheduled host brought a little illness home with her from her recent vacation, so she wasn't able to serve today. A couple people have volunteered to put coffee on after service. There are treats down there, so you can come down and have treats and coffee. You just might have to wait a little bit for coffee. Audio-video support's being provided by Walter and Dennis. Our chaplain, Candy, you met her a moment ago. Our musicians are Terry, Rick, and our dear friend Steve Mason is back with us this morning. Loved your harmony on the opening song today. My name is Cindy, and our speaker this morning is Niobe Weaver. Welcome back, Niobe. She'll be giving our meditation and lesson today, and then we'll talk here in a minute about her program this afternoon. I'd like to remind you, if you brought your cell phone in, go ahead and turn that off now so we can have a nice quiet meditation here in a moment. And let's talk about a couple of things that are happening. I have several really important announcements. So I know this is the really boring part, but please pay attention because you're going to want to know this. I was laughing the other day. Somebody asked me a question. Oh, what are the board members' email? Who's on the board? And what are their email addresses? And so I emailed them that information, and I said, and you can find that on our website and in the newsletter that I send you every month. It just made me laugh. It's like, don't we all have to hear it a dozen times before it sinks in? Well, I'd like to remind you, Niobe will be doing the emotional vibration meditation at 1 o'clock this afternoon. It's about a 45-minute class. It's being provided by your generous love offering. I am so excited to be part of this. She did this a few years ago, pre-COVID at the church. It was very well attended and very well received. So I hope you can join us. You'll have time to have a cup of coffee, go get some lunch, come back at 1 o'clock. Reminder about our food bank drive. You'll see the basket in the back. There's one downstairs as well. We'll be collecting donations for the Volunteers of America food drive they do at the holidays every year. We're trying to provide support for our housed and our unhoused neighbors. So think about things that are portable, that can easily be used by people who don't have cooking facilities to cook something. And we'll be gathering those donations through the 19th of November. The 19th of November is also our annual Thanksgiving potluck. So bring food to donate, and on the 19th, bring food to share with the community. The sign-up sheets are downstairs, so fix whatever your favorite dish is, plan to bring that, sign up downstairs so that we know who's bringing what and can plan accordingly. I want to remind you about a couple of classes that we have. We have a, yes, Patty? Absolutely. I mentioned that in the email to you, but it is worth saying out loud while you are captive in the room. Setup and cleanup is really important. Once you go through this process of setting up for a large potluck in the social hall, you'll see how challenging it is when we can only plug in certain things over here, and it has to be plugged in over there so we don't flip the breaker. And this girl, she's an old building. She's got some weird little anomalies to deal with. So we have, every Wednesday, we have a lunchtime meditation class. It starts at noon and goes until about 12:45. If any of you are in Everett or work here locally and have time to pop by on a Wednesday afternoon, it's a wonderful walking and then seated meditation period of time for mindfulness meditation. It's really, really wonderful. Those of us who have been going regularly really enjoy it. And then a reminder that November is starting this week. Holy smokes. So it's time for First Friday Family Fun Night, November 3rd at 6:30 in the social hall. I told you that Terry would be playing music. I accidentally lied to you. There was a little mix-up in our scheduling, so we are not going to have a musician this week, but one of the things I found when we just play recorded music, people visit a little bit more and they play games a little bit more, and it's really a fun little break. I love the music, but I think it's fun to get together and just visit for a while. Let's see. I mentioned to those of you on our email list that our friend Katie Evans needs some support this Friday. She's getting new carpet installed. She needs help moving furniture and stuff out into her carport, and then on Saturday back into her house. I wouldn't normally make an announcement like that from the podium, but Katie is a single woman like many of our congregants are, and she has no way to do this by herself. So if you are so inclined to be able to help her, we figure 4 o'clock Friday afternoon from 4 to 6, and then come to Friday Fun Night. Isn't that a good idea, Rick? I think that's a great idea. You'll be here in Everett. She lives in South Everett. I do have her phone number available if you want to call her, or just, I could be happy to give you the information, but let's see if we can get a few people together to support Katie. And then a reminder, next Sunday will be the end of daylight saving time. So unless you want to come early and help, I don't know, Terry practice music, or the guys set up the sound system, or, help me finish my work on Sunday morning, set your clock back and remember next Sunday, November 5th is the beginning or the end of daylight saving time. So I think that's about it for announcements. Let's pausing a beat to see if I missed anything. Let's sing together again. Same songbook, song number 68, Stand As You Are Able, and we'll sing together.
Three times through. I call on the power of the universe. I call on the power of the earth. I call on the power of the north and south. I call on the power of the east and west. Behold, the time has come. The time has come to unite as one. Behold, the time has come to encircle the earth with our love. I call on the power of the universe. I call on the power of the earth. I call on the power of the north and south. I call on the power of the east and west. Behold, the time has come. The time has come to unite as one. Behold, the time has come to encircle the earth with our love. One more time. I call on the power of the universe. I call on the power of the earth. I call on the power of the north and south. I call on the power of the east and west. Behold, the time has come. The time has come to unite as one. Behold, the time has come to encircle the earth with our love.
Well, that's a perfect song to lead us into meditation. So settle in now and let's get comfortable and ready for meditation.
Behold, behold, the time has come to unite as one. Bring your thoughts and your attention into your breath. Feel your body sitting in the pew. Someone's next to you. To your left, to your right, in front of you, behind you, maybe not. Sense and feel the fullness of the hearts and spirits of all gathered here in this beloved church, in this sanctuary, in this moment here and now. All gathered, all have gathered here today as one, to be one, with an open heart, an open mind, and spirit, ready and waiting to be fed and to share. Feel the connection like a spark of light from your heart. Send it out to the person next to you.
watch it move from heart to heart, lighting up each and every person's heart that's here. The spark of life moving from one person to the other, sending love, sending unity, sending hope, sending love, connecting, connecting, connecting into the oneness, uniting as one love, one heart, one mind, one being in the fullness of divine love. Breathe into that. Take it in. There is power in union and presence. Now, draw your spark back into your heart. Draw your spark back. Come back into the wholeness of being in your body. What did you feel, experience? Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. What matters is oneness here and now in your heart, in the spark of your spirit, and in your breath. As we start to come out of this meditation, remember, all it takes is one thought, and you're right back here in this sanctuary, sharing the light of your love. And when you're ready, take a nice deep breath in, open your eyes, and return here to our oneness.
Often I'm reminded that it's darkest before the dawn. Thank God my soul's not blinded, and that we're all expressions of the loving one, and that there is no other, just the one. There is no other, only the one. And now I'm digging down through layers. We've all got that spark inside, and when my candle's just a flicker, let my oneness find me where the love resides, where there is no other. Though we are sisters and brothers, there is no other, just the one. Just the one. Just the one. And when my fear fogs my eyes, there is no other. Though we are sisters and brothers, there is no other. Just the one. There is no other. We could be fighters or lovers. Ah, there is no other. Only the one. Because I am. Oh, I am. Let me remember that I am. Because I am. Oh, I am. Let me remember that I am, that I am, that I am. There is no other. There is no other. There is no other. Only the one. Only the one. Oh, there is no other. We are the one.
Can we give another hand to our musicians today? They are just stellar. Thank you so much for your music and offering today. And the songs that are just perfect for this talk today. How is everybody? Doing good? We have sunshine and Mount Baker's out. And on my way over on the Kingston ferry yesterday, I mean, you know, it's a northwest thing. You know, when Mount Rainier is out, the mountain is out. You know, that you know somebody's from Washington if they say that the mountain's out. Oh, yeah, you know. It's like code. So, again, thank you all for having me here another time. You all are a community that I just love coming and serving. You are just in my heart, and I just love being here. I don't care how far I have to travel. I'll be here for you. Apparently not. Yeah, I'll come from Squim. So I talked about zeal, the energy and fire for life. How do we find that spark and feed it with dedicated love? Well, I have to tell you something. When Cindy first gave me the title of this week's energy that for the day is zeal. And we don't use that word very often. We don't hear, we'll hear zealot, but even still, we don't still hear that very often, but zeal. And my kids are grown now, they're 37 and 38, but when they were in junior high into high school, there was this cartoon called Invader Zim on TV. Yeah. And everything through all the animation, when they would stand still, it was all still doing this. It looked like some sort of hallucinogenic trip. And I'm watching this thing, and the dog's name was Zim. And so I'm hearing Zeal, and I'm seeing Invader Zim, and the guy looking at it going, Zeal! Invader, because he would go Zim, and I'm like, so I had to share it because I can't get that out of my head about zeal, because that's what it is. Zeal, to enthusiasm, it's a noun. It is fervor or tireless devotion for a person, cause, or ideal, and a determination in its furtherance. Diligent, enthusiasm, powerful interest, eagerness, enthusiasm, intensity. So that is where that word zeal comes from. So when was the last time you used that word in your vocabulary, in your conversations? I know, this was good. Where did that come from, Cindy?
Well, it's one of the 12 powers.
I mean, it's one of the 12 powers, yes. I mean, but where was it? What was the inspiration to bring that?
Well, we've been studying the 12 powers.
Have you? Okay.
Year.
Oh, okay. All right, so that's where it comes from. So that 12 is zeal. So it is one of the 12 powers, absolutely. And so I just didn't know where, because I haven't been following you all. So, and, huh? I know, I'm so sorry. And so how can it be Niobe? Why aren't you following us anyway? So it's, and then what you're talking about is like you've been following it, and our Charles Fillmore, for being enthusiastic about life, Charles was pointing out the importance of our God-given ability to be zealous, enthusiastic about life and living. He also details the limitation of a life that is lacking in the development of this faculty, comparing the person to an engine without steam or an electric motor without current. That's a powerful visual that he gives us there. And it's true. It's absolutely true. An engine without steam, an electric motor without a current. And we go through that. I think we all go through those periods of time where we don't have the steam. Life gives us those challenges. When we are born and we come into this world and we're taking a look, we're reaching out and discovering our world. When we wake up in the morning, I think I did a talk here about stretch like a baby a while back, few years ago, stretch like a baby in the morning. Because that's what we do when we're babies and toddlers. We're like, we have that zeal because everything is brand new. It's so exciting. You know, from a bug to the flame. It's like, no, don't touch the flame. And so everything is just exciting. And then we grow and we learn and we get our feelings hurt. And we learn the word no. And some things happen to us as children. But then, you know, we can still get that zeal back. As we come into our adulthood, teens into adulthood, sometimes there can be life circumstances that just takes that away. And then for some, it takes it away, and bless them, have they ever been able to reclaim it, to take it back? Because it is a gift. It is a gift of the beloved. It is a gift of divine love. To have that zeal, why else did we were given it in the first place? We're born with it. To be able to have that, wake up in the morning, and I have something that makes me happy, that makes me want to wake up. And I have been through my own journeys that have got me in this place of, I don't know, how can I get through and get into a place of enthusiasm and excitement about life when I'm going through mourning, when I've lost somebody, when I lost my partner in 1998. He was 33 years old, and he was 35 when he died. And the thing that got me through that is I still had 2 children that had their zeal. They had their enthusiasm of being able to get out on inline skates, that jumping off the roof of the house. Jumping off the roof of the house. They accidentally told me that. I'm like, what? About the 5-year-old next door and about how he bounced when he hit the ground. That is enthusiasm and zeal. Or let's take our bicycle down. The tide's out. It's June and the tide's out. So let's take our bicycles down on the mud flats. And they come back. Oh, did they come back? And it was like, so I took the hose and I hosed them down right there outside. It's like, you're not coming in the house with that. So this is when my younger days, this is when my children were young. But they were also the ones that helped get me through my loss. They got me through my mourning. And morning and mornings, waking up in the morning to get them off to school. They were the ones that kept that spark and that desire going in me. And then, but then we get older. We get older and we have challenges. We have physical challenges. We lose more people. We lose more people. We have more challenges as far as work and housing and income and balance. And how am I going to make it through the month? Am I going to have enough groceries? Or we know somebody that's going through a challenge like that. So where is their spark for that zeal of life? How do we bring it into ourselves when we are really down, when we are walking a path, a part of the path of our life that we don't know if this is ever going to change? In a place of giving up hope, feeling alone. You can be in a group of people and still feel incredibly alone. How do you go about reconnecting with that? Because it doesn't really go away. That spark is truly alive in your being. It goes away. You know when it goes away? It goes away when your time on this planet is complete. And that spark leaves your physical being and it goes back into the oneness of light and love. It goes back into the oneness. It returns to God. It returns to heaven. So when we have those times where it's like there's a hopelessness, there's a sorrow, there's a depression. Depression is so prevalent. Our brain chemistry gets imbalanced. Our brain chemistry gets out of whack. And there's anxiety, there's depression, there's other forms of having our brain chemistry off that can take away from us seeing what can be right there. It isn't also that it's right there in front of us, it's what's inside of us. And how do you get into that zeal, become that zealot of, I woke up this morning, it's coffee. It's coffee. It's cloudy. Oh, well, what do the clouds look like? Look at the mist. Look at the sunshine. Or finding something that says, I'm still here. And I'm going to enjoy still being here. Well, I've been going through my own journey of mourning in this past year. There was a lot of change. But I lost my sister last November. She transitioned on the 16th of November before her 74th birthday. So I'm the baby of the family, and I was the surprise of the family. My brother was 13 years older, and my sister was 11 years older. So with my sister transitioning, that left me, I'm an orphan. My family of origin are all gone. And as far as aunts and cousins and all of that, both my mother and father, there was not a closeness with any of them. So it was a strange feeling because you can feel when your sibling or somebody, a family member, is still on the planet. You don't have to live next door, but you know that they are in Corpus Christi, Texas, or they're just down in Camas by Vancouver, Washington. We can feel, we know they're there, and they're a telephone call away. When they're all gone, it is a very unique, it's a very different feeling of aloneness. And so I've been going through this year of grief. And then my sweet beloved kitty of 18 years, Serena, she left this world across the Rainbow Bridge in April. So it's been a lot of change for me, a lot of releasing of what I knew was a part of what brought me joy, that brought me enthusiasm, that got me into this place of zeal for, hey, I'm going to talk with my sister, or what my cat would do. She was so, you have the pets and all, what joy they bring. And it was like, okay, what do I do? And what has come for me has been, because I can look back when I was a teenager, I was so impatient. Anybody else impatient when you're a teenager? It's not just me. Can't be just me here. But then as into adulthood, we can come into this place of some expectations, and we can still have that place of some impatience. But where I was at about this past year is like, okay, where is some joy in life for me? Where is some light? There's not a lot going on right now. And I'm not partnered, so I live alone. And work, where is it? And I found, and then it was within myself, I found I have to find it myself. I have to make a journey. My spirit wasn't going to let me and allow me to fall into a place, into a pit where I maybe wouldn't allow myself to get out of. That it can be too comfortable. It can be really comfortable being in our own challenges and being in our own sadness and being in our own misery. I spoke with somebody I've known for a very long time yesterday, and I hung up the phone with sadness because that's where she is. Her world has gotten very small, and she's not even 65 yet. So what I did is nature. I've always loved nature. I grew up on 20 acres as a kid for a while, and that was Mother Nature, and the earth was my best friend. That was my playground. There was, what can I find? And this is also what I did after I lost my partner in 1998. Where can I find beauty? Where is beauty? Where can I find something that's going to reflect the beauty of the divine that's right here in Mother Nature? So I started searching for that. And when I did, where I'm living, I have birds. I have started noticing the crows. My son's a birder, and so I'm noticing the crows, and I'm looking at it on a windy day over here in this big stand of fir trees, right? There's this burst of these 3 crows or 2 crows, and they're I'm like going, is it mating time? Mating season, Nick? It's like, no, they're probably just having fun, which what crows do. But watching them in this ballet in the air, and then here came the geese. So they want to come over from John Way Marina, and in the morning they go over to the ocean, and then they go back and forth. Honk, 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 there they go. And then I've got eagles. So Mother Nature was speaking to me, and I was paying attention. But then there was something I had to physically do as I'm looking at challenges, as I'm looking at that feeling alone, all those things that can come up in our minds. I went into my breath. I went into a feeling nature of breathing into my body, and I consciously went into this place of finding zeal. Only I wasn't using the word zeal. I went into that place of how good it is to be alive. I breathe into my body and I feel the blessing of gratitude of how I'm alive. I have food. I have had love and I am loved. But the love also that I tapped into was that of the divine, of Father, Mother, Spirit, God. And in my mind, I breathe in the faces of people that have been in my life and are in my life, and how they have said something to me in a compliment or a thank you, and how they reflect to me in their sparkle of their eyes and in their voice, and as they look at me of, thank you, Niobe. Oh, you're kind, or this or that. How often do you reject a compliment? Oh no, that's okay. Oh no, that's not. What's with that? What is with that? Where I'm having to just, oh, pshaw, oh no. Boy, pshaw, that ages me, doesn't it? Huh? And that's really not what we're supposed to be doing. When we have someone give us a reflection of ourselves with their voice of how we touch their life, thank you. Take that in, because it is a vibrational, energetic blessing that they do not have to give. Now look, we all know when somebody is pumping sunshine at us, okay? We all know that. It's like, yeah, right. But when somebody is genuinely giving to you how you touch their world, that for me has been my touchstone of finding zeal, of returning to enthusiasm in my life. Because when I see their face, I literally feel it. I feel my energetic field, my heart and my mind and my soul. It's like a spiritual jumpstart. It's a spiritual gift. And this is what I've been practicing that's been getting me through my mourning and my grieving. And it's also showing me how to move forward. I'm getting older. Well, that's what happens when you come into this earth plane. Where do we get an idea that that's just not going to happen to us? And then you wake up someday and you go, how did that happen? Oh my God, all of a sudden I'm 60-something. I'm 64 years old and I'm really proud of it. I will be proud of my age always, and don't want to hide it. But as we do age, it is more of a challenge because we've walked a long ways. We've walked a long path. Lots happened. And sometimes when you're going to bed at night, it wants to come back, memories come back in your mind. Or when maybe you're just not feeling very good and memories want to come back in your mind, could have, would have, should have. You can't change it. We can't change that. That keeps the gift. That keeps the gift of the enthusiasm, the truth, and the zeal that somebody gives us when they reflect who we are to them in their life. So I think what I want to do in closing this, because this could just go on and on and on. What I want to close in this is, I had Charles Fillmore up here, and then it's, as I was reaching out for more to pull and glean on our conversation today, then it's just come really down to it of, it's in your breath. Zeal is in your breath. When you consciously connect with it, you consciously say, wait a minute, where's my mind going? I'm having a really negative, all of that's going on. Consciously breathing and stopping and breathing, going, wait. And literally calling in the feeling and the memories of faces that reflected their zeal to you about who you are, as well as Mother Nature, your animals that are in your life. Somebody, something is always reflecting to you with great zeal how incredible and important you are, that you are here right now, just the way you are. And what you are is divine love. So when we say, how do we get the fire and the spark back with dedicated love? That is your dedication. I invite you to that dedication every day and every moment that you can with your breath, and have that feeling of how incredible you are. So thank you all so very much. Thank you.
Lonely, if you are feeling hurt, the best way to deal with that is to be of service, to be in service, to do something for someone else, to extend your love to others, because that exact thing happens. And then you get that spark back in you. I thought, hopefully, the last Sunday of the month, you have all read the back of the bulletin. But while she was speaking, I looked at the very first paragraph. Zeal, intensity, ardor, enthusiasm, the inward fire of the soul that urges one onward, regardless of the intellectual mind of caution and conservatism. And I thought, that inward fire is in there that literally urges one forward. And we oftentimes think of zeal as 5-year-old, wow, big zeal, enthusiasm, but you have that within you that literally moves you forward, that fires your body, that keeps you going every single day, even on those days when you do not want to keep going. Boy, what a powerful lesson. Thank you, Niobe. I really appreciate that. Let's sing together again. Rick's going to lead us in song number 70 in that same songbook. Let's stand as you're able, and we'll sing together again.
All right, it's Zeal. Sing it like you mean it. I got no complaints whatsoever. I got no complaints whatsoever. I got no complaints whatsoever. And a new day is dawning in my soul. I got no complaints whatsoever. I got no complaints whatsoever. I got no complaints whatsoever. And a new day is dawning in my soul. And a new day is dawning in my soul. I got no complaints complaints whatsoever. I got no complaints whatsoever. Yeah, I got no complaints whatsoever. And a new day is dawning in my soul. Yes, a new day is dawning in my soul. I got no complaints whatsoever. I got no complaints whatsoever. I got no complaints whatsoever. And a new day is dawning in my soul. A new day is dawning in my soul. I got no regrets. I'm spiritually blessed. And a new day is dawning in my soul. Well done.
This is a perfect song for you to lead us through, Rick. You're really good at that. It took us almost to the end of the song to really find our rhythm, didn't it? We're a little stiff. We're a little stiff. It's funny. I always think about that when I'm standing up here in front of you. It's like, no, I'm not going to dance. Not going to dance. Well, now it's time to bless our offering and thank our Creator for the many blessings that we've been given and affirm our gratitude. So let's start by affirming the truth about ourselves. This is how it goes. My name is, and you use your name, and I am prosperous always and in all ways. So let's say that together. My name is, and I am prosperous always and in all ways. Remember, always meaning forever and ever, and always as in all forms. So let's take our offering now. Hold it next to your heart, literally or figuratively. Make sure that you touch that basket when it comes by you. Let's think about the gift that we have to be able to share with each other, and we'll send these offerings out to do the good work in the world. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I share, and all that I receive. Thank you, God. Amen.
I wrote this song down by the railroad tracks before all the cool stuff was on the marina that's there now, so when I was a kid. First time that I picked up a guitar, I dreamed I'd maybe someday be a star. I held concerts in my head from the corner of my bed, but I knew that wouldn't take me very far. Now dreams are often shoved into a drawer, locked up out of sight behind some door. Oh, the heart that one denies, if it's given no reply, might take us down a dark path evermore. Like we're stuck upon some rails down a long line of track, never seeing round the bend, forever looking back. But if we rise above the rails, share the passion that's inside, oh, our treasures and our truth, maybe just a little time, just to soar into the sky, open blue and wide, giving of our There's no effort in the climb when we rise above the rain. Well, what about the dream of MLK? He showed the people they just might have a say. Or if Mandela in his cell had been broken by that hail, oh, where would justice find a home today? We'd be stuck upon some rails down a long line of track, and never seen round the bend, or forever looking back. But if we rise above the rails, share the passion that's inside, our treasures and our truth, maybe just a little time, just to soar into the sky, open, blue and wide, giving of our gifts. There's no effort in the climb when we rise above, rise above, rise above, rise above the rain. When we rise above the rain.
Thank you, Steve. It's always a pleasure to have you here, and all of our other regular music. So let us join together once more in prayer, and this time we'll focus on Thanksgiving. So I know that as we come together in this feeling of thanksgiving for all the tithes and gifts that have come forward, I know that we give from our hearts, from what Spirit has given us through the week, through the month, through the years, and that we know that God is our true source for all the good in our lives, whether it be financial or joy or creativity or loving relationships. All of these are formed in the mind of God. And for the gifts that have come forward today, I know that it is in support of this wonderful center that brings us all together and allows us to commune with one another and share in each other's joyful company. So for this, I am truly grateful, and I release my word, knowing that this is truly so, and so it is. Amen.
Reminder that Candy will be available for prayer support after the service if you'd like to take a moment with her. We do have a couple people downstairs making coffee. Thank you to Paula and Steve and whoever else shows up. So come downstairs and share a couple moments of fellowship with us. Go out, have lunch, come back and join us for emotional vibration meditation at 1 o'clock. Let's see, I think that's it. So let's circle around the room. We'll say our prayer of protection and sing our peace song.